Yo, what's up, tubes? So, you seen these things called self-driving cars? The fuck is that? Now, to be fair, some of the technology they offer in them is kind of cool, but eh, I can just see it now. People lining up in fast food drive-thrus, ordering their food, too distracted by their phone to even drive. I mean, there are some circumstances, YouTube, where it comes into play that it's handy. If you're drinking too much, can it prevent drinking and driving? Yes, but so can, you know, being smart about your alcohol and saying, hey, you know what? If I've had too much, I'm not going to drive. Can it cut down on your texting and driving? Yes. It allows you to fully, completely just be immersed in your phone. But to me, that's just sad. We've become so attached to our phones, we've had to develop a car around them. And to me, that just takes the fun out of going to the DMV and getting your driver's license the old school way. Hope you all had an awesome 4th of July. I know I did. I get so tired of hearing people say Josh needs to get laid. It's not a need, it's a want. I ignore comments like this because people who say shit like that, even if they mean the best intention, they're not really contributing anything to fix the solution to the problem. Because if anything can be said, women are so tired of men treating sex like it's a need. And that's only because of that negative stereotype that all men want is sex. This negative assumption that's been thrown at my gender because of society's bullshit. Now, women know exactly what that's like. Having an assumption based off of your gender, you know exactly what that's like. And this is why I preach gender equality. You know, part of it's the area I live in, and part of it's because I'm not just some man whore. You know, I got value on the dating scene that chicks look for and shit. I'm a YouTube celebrity who plays a mean guitar, so, that should be enough to get the job done. I have my issues just like anybody else does, but that's why I work at them, because I'm like, fuck it. YouTube. Just fuck all the bullshit. And you realize the people who are trying to destroy relationships I have with girls because they're jealous that I have more success with women than they do. And that's the truth. I have a batch of wands for sale over at CobraCraft Handmade Wands on Etsy.com. If you'd like to buy a wand made by Gothic King Cobra, yours truly, I'll provide the link to my shop in the description box below as well as in the comment section. Greatly appreciate those of you who are buying one of my wands. The negative reviews are just complete satire. But when I read the positive reviews that I get on Etsy, it makes me feel good about what I'm doing for my job. And there's a good reason why I started making my own wands and selling them on Etsy. because every other job I tried to get here in town, the trolls would find a way to fuck with it and get me fired. And when people are that hell bent and obsessed with trying to ruin your life, and you look at them and laugh hysterically and continue to make videos, eventually it starts to wear and tear on them. I've noticed there's not as much trolling on my channel as there used to be. And yes, the trolls have crossed the line several times, but fuck them. Back to the self-driving cars. What if the computer malfunctions and you got your GPS programmed into your smart car, but unbeknownst to the GPS being updated, your smart car just drives into a fucking wall? There used to be a road there, but now it's blocked, and you're sitting there dicking around on your phone, not paying a fucking attention because fuck it, it drives by itself. And that's when smart cars become dangerous. Now, could you see it, YouTube? A line of self-driving cars all lining up one after another, going to fast food restaurants, ordering through the drive-thru, and then driving off. Technology is cool, but I feel like it frustrates people and it makes us lazier. You take a look at the self-stirring coffee mug, which is cool if, like, for example, if you have arthritis in your wrist and you can't stir it with your hand, it's difficult to hold a spoon. Something like that would be awesome to have. You could have a nice hot cup of tea and you'd be fine, But having it just because it's technology, that's what I don't get. Maybe I'm old-fashioned like that, but no. I would much rather drive my own car, thank you very much. If I'm at a hot rod show showing off my sweet ride and I'm too drunk to drive to the hotel, I'll pass out in the back seat. I don't give a shit. It's my car. Just saying. And then, of course, you get comments like, oh, that's a bitch beer. I'm like, it's cheap and it's 8%. It gets the job done, son. And fuck suicide. That's what alcohol and tobacco's for. Wink, wink. That's horrible, but it's the truth. Now, you want to hear the fucking truth, YouTube? What's next? An automatic ass scratcher? The fuck is that shit? That's a grim way to look at it, but I'm just saying, like, at least alcohol is giving you some enjoyment out of it when you're old enough and being responsible with it, And people want to argue, yeah, but tobacco can kill you. Yeah, so can about 10,000 other fucking things. What's your point? Even too much exercise is bad for you. You pull a muscle. The age-old stereotype, older people with technology. Right. Now, could you imagine some 95-year-old person driving a self-driving car and program it wrong and end up at Albuquerque or some shit, like... But the cool thing about some of these cars, I will say, is that you can plug them in and charge them like you would your phone, which is kind of cool, It's a bit greener on the planet, which is always a bonus. The downside to that, though, is you're taking jobs away from people who work at gas stations. So in a sense, self-driving cars compared to real cars, that's like comparing the self-checkout at Walmart to a real cashier, if you want to be brutally honest. Now you got mechanics who rely on an honest paycheck working on cars that are powered by gas. And when they're relying on that paycheck, people start buying all these fucking smart cars. They're going to be out of a fucking job too. So even if you're going greener for the environment, you're still there's still going to be a cost to driving a smart car. You know, and if your argument for driving these smart cars is we want to go greener for the environment, okay, well then let's convert every factory on this planet all across the nation from coast to coast, every factory that produces any sort of goods, period. Let's convert all these factories to clean burning energy for their power source and watch the emissions drop by like 80 to 90%. If we're only using gas to power our cars and our trucks, I guarantee you gas will be a lot cheaper. People will be able to afford it. I mean, we could think smarter but not harder, apparently. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But no one wants to take what I have seriously because I have autism. I'm not playing the victim. I'm just saying that's just how it is. People, when they see someone with a disorder, either be mental or physical, they're not taken as seriously. They're just seen as a novelty or something to gawk at. Like, oh, look, that man has autism. I wonder what that's like. It's like, that's just the thing of it. And I hate to be like that, but it's the fucking truth. You shouldn't gawk at people who have disorders. You should treat them like human beings. You know, I'm taking my guitar to the shop to get it fixed. And I'm in such a good mood, I'm carrying the Spellcaster to the Rockstar Music Store to get it fixed. And some random person, a passenger no less, in a taxi cab yells, "Fuck Gothic King Cobra." And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck's your problem? What's up your ass? Obviously not my dick, otherwise you wouldn't be in such a good, crappy mood. Yeah. That's why I told her. I said, "What's up your ass, honey? Obviously not my dick, otherwise you wouldn't be in such a crappy ass mood. You want to be a smart mouth to me, I can be a smart mouth right back. You know, sometimes people aren't going to be there to stick up for me, so I'm going to stick up for myself. And quite frankly, I'm tired of being fucked with, you know? I don't go out of my fucking way to bully people. Not like I used to, at least. Yeah. If I don't like you, then I don't associate with you. That's just how it is. Or maybe sometimes I'm just busy. It's whatever. But if I'm willing to have the patience, then, that's the thing of it. Society needs to stop treating sex like it's a need. That's what I'm saying. Because everybody always wants to have more sex and more money. That's just how it is. And it's disgusting how we're relying on greed and lust, you know, to fuel us. It's disgusting, YouTube. This is why I like carving wands. It's simple, it's a nice little hobby. It's something I can work on. It's a project that could take my mind off of shit. You know, I tend to feel like if you're gonna call me a bitch for drinking Steel Reserve Blue Raz, then you're insecure with your sexuality. See, I'm confident enough with my heterosexuality that I don't care that this is flavored. It's cheap, it tastes good, and it gets the job done. I'm not even sponsored, but I'm just saying this is a happy customer of this product. And whenever I'm happy with a product, I advertise it on my YouTube. It's just how I do, whether I'm sponsored or not. Because life's a hustle and you gotta get it. You see all these guys who are so quick to get as much pussy as they can. You know, you're giving women way too much control. Now, women and men have the right to gripe about a dry spell every now and then because it feels good to complain, but don't let it consume you and realize that it's not the important thing. The important thing is that you're working on yourself and establishing your own career first. That's way more important than getting laid. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's this negative attitude about being friend zoned by chicks, and quite frankly, I think it's retarded. Oh no, the autistic said the R word. The autistic said the R word. Well, back in the day when you had to crank the Model T, you had to retard the spark, so it meant something different, but you shouldn't let that word offend you. You should take pride in that. There are a lot of awesome people with disabilities, and we're all unique in our own special way. It's not an insult, it should be a compliment. That takes the power out of the people who use it as an insult. People call you a retard, be like, thanks for noticing. Nice glasses, 4 eyes. Well, 4 eyes are better than 2. Yeah. And that's just the thing of it, YouTube. When you become a bit more skillful at trolling the people who troll you, eventually they give up and they back down because they've met their match. For years as a guitar player, people would tell me, oh, you suck at guitar. You suck at it. Your guitar sucks. You should just quit. And I'm like, I ain't gonna quit. Strangely enough, even though I struggle with getting better at guitar, just like anyone else learning an instrument, for me it's therapeutic. There have been times I just plug the guitar in and shred for a couple hours, and it feels good to just, that's how it's always been. But if I could play guitar now in junior high, man, I would have been swimming in so much tail, that's not even a fucking lie. Now, if you're some awkward nerd who gets rejected by chicks in high school, don't trip about that shit, dude. Because I went through the same shit. I went through the same exact shit. And I grew up to be a famous YouTuber, so it's funny how life works. The people who get picked on and fucked with end up becoming really successful. As soon as this batch sells, we'll get it shipped off in the mail. I'm still in the process of relocating the shipping process to my apartment, which will make shipping the orders faster. But right now I got a good business going with my Etsy. One wand already sold, so there's like 11 left. And another person bought one, so there's like might be buying one, so there's like 11 to 10 left. They sell like hotcakes, man. This right here is an example. I mean, this right here is not one of mine personally. Well, it is my wand, but it's the one I customized. Someone gave me a wand replica, and I sanded the tip to make it more pointy, and repainted it black and green on the blade, and then I painted the bottom of it glow in the dark. This thing kicks ass. And wand replicas like that can run anywhere from $30 to $40, and that wand gets me inspired to want to get a mini lathe and just kind of, you know, I would offer lathed wands on my website for my Etsy store, but I'd have to charge a lot more money for them, like 44 to 50 bucks for just a handheld one, because those things take time and lathes are dangerous. Not to mention I'd have to buy the blocks of wood from a hardware store, which is going to factor in. This is why I sell the handmade wands for so cheap. $24 for a real wand is really cheap. You know, but the fact that I'm gathering the sticks in Mother Nature and all around and what have you, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? That's why I'm not charging that much for them. Traditionally speaking, that's how wands have always been made, is from sticks found in Mother Nature, and that's how I've been making them these last couple of months. I find myself out of cigarettes, and pipe tobacco is always a Satan send. I wouldn't call it a God send because, well, I guess the interpretation of God is different for some people. But the way the Middle East treats women, you'd swear they were gay. Okay, that's too far. Or is it? Ladies, what's up? I don't mean that to pick on the homos or nothing. I'm just saying I want that to trigger a response so that women start getting treated better all over the world, not just in the United States. Because women in the United States want to talk about how oppressed they are. Like, well, no, women in the United States have it pretty fucking good. Fucking, you could divorce your dude, take him for all he's worth, and make him pay child support and collect welfare, and not have to do a single thing. Sit on your ass and just collect it all. There are chicks in the Middle East who would kill to have that, dude. And you want to sit here and complain about how fucking oppressed you are because Trump's president. Oh. Hey, King Cobra gets a little edgy with his videos. Ooh, this video's gonna ruffle some feathers. I love it. Let's think about a Pipe Thoughts video. It makes you think. See, I don't have to try very hard to piss people off, and I love it. I fucking love it. I couldn't sell that wand replica that I redesigned on Etsy. That would be illegal. I wouldn't feel right about doing that. Even though I took a wand replica and added my personal touch to it, I still, it's a code of wand maker's honor. You know, if I collect the stick and carve it from stick to wand, start to finish, that's an honest product. Yeah. If you use words like bitch beer in your vocabulary, you might also use words like libtard. Here's your sign. Oh. I like shotguns. If I got another one, I'd want a Mossberg Shockwave 12 gauge. Smexy. However, I don't see the need to get another gun really, because I don't go shooting at the range or what have you very often, and having one for self-defense is enough. I like guns, but you gotta be responsible with them. That's the thing of it. Would you, and that's actually, we come full circle back to the smart driving car bullshit. Would you have a gun that shoots for you? Ask yourself that question. Would you make a gun that shoots for you? You don't control the trigger where you aim it, it just randomly decides where it's gonna shoot. No, the fuck you would not. So why the fuck would you want to make a car that drives by itself? Okay, that's probably an exaggerated point, but I'm just saying, like, eh. I've had my fair share of shooting guns at a range safely. I shot an AK-47, AR-15, a couple pump shotguns. Guns are fun to shoot when they're responsible and safe. It's sport. That's what it is. See, there's a level of savagery that comes with being bullied and picked on your entire life. You stop giving a shit if what you say to the person talking shit to you offends them. You get bullied your entire life, and eventually you're going to start saying shit back. And if people don't like what you got to say, then fuck them, because they can't handle the truth. Now, painting the wand replica would have gone a lot easier if I would have had painter's tape, but I digress. Doing that without painter's tape, that turned out pretty good. It took a minute to, like, paint it and shit, but, yeah. maybe I'm old-fashioned YouTube, but me personally, you study for weeks on end, you work your ass off, you go into the DMV, you take your driver's test, and you pass it, and you get your driver's license. That kind of satisfaction cannot be replicated by technology. I don't care how fucking smart these goddamn self-driving cars get. I mean, I've seen some YouTubers who are flashing their self-driving cars, like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool, you know. But some of the technology that's into it, you know, like I'm not here to attack smart driving cars. Some of the technological features are kind of cool, and the gas mileage is pretty sweet. You know, it's greener for the planet. But there's some shit with it that I'm kind of like, okay, hold up. I mean, for years, I would make wands on the side as a hobby, as a way to relax, relieve stress. Whenever I'd show them off on camera, people on YouTube would be like, how much do you charge? How much do you charge for those? Oh, they're not for sale. Blah, 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 you know. And then out of nowhere, Etsy was created. And because of Etsy, I'm able to establish a business as a professional wand maker. I dig it. And the cool thing about carving them from sticks is they're not all going to be the same shape. Some of them are going to have a curve to them. Some of them are going to be straighter. You know. I gotta post a vocal cover video tomorrow. I gotta warm my voice up anyways, cause I'm recording for Hell's Advocate. I got my spellcaster fixed. And yeah. I do it right now, but it's a wee bit late, even for it being the weekend. I was playing around with a vocal cover video earlier. And, well, it wasn't quite to my standards, so I didn't post it. And this beer kind of stains your tongue blue, but who cares? That's the fun of it, I guess. You want to call it a bitch beer? I'm like, bro, you're not living life, obviously. Holy shite. See, I don't drink like this all the time. I go a couple of days without it every so often. I'll go ham on it and then take a break and then go ham on it. Want to sit there and call me an alcoholic? I'm like, you're a retard. Now, at some point, I am going to get my driver's license. I got the money for a car. I just need to get my driver's license. I'm very capable of driving. When life kicks you in the ass, you get back up and you try again. Dust yourself off. That the best you got, motherfucker, I'm still standing. I don't give a shit how difficult life gets. You know, because life is difficult for everyone. So you get the fuck back up and you try again. I'll drink to that, YouTube. Well, I got a batch of wands for sale. They're dried, they're listed. They look very nice. Even had a troll buy a wand just to break it on camera just to see if it would fuck with me, like, and it didn't. Now, YouTube, I am a firm believer. Do good for others and good will come back to you. Firm believer in that. And I would encourage others to do the same. Not because good things will come back to you, but because it makes things nicer. I put the can in the trash can and crushed it, and then I heard it make noise when I sat back down. Ooh. That's good shit. Now, I often wonder, YouTube, with me practicing magic and living in a haunted apartment complex, I often wonder if it's either my magic or if it's the ghost. Because sometimes it's a combination of two things. Those two exactly. I've made shit move with my mind. I'm starting to tune into the right mind frequencies for that sort of thing. I pay attention to the way women react around me, and some women get shy and bashful as fuck. It's pretty obvious, which is a genuine sign that I'm an attractive male. Not trying to brag or showboat, but yeah. Personally speaking, it's helping me with my confidence, but there you go. Thanks for watching the Pipe Thoughts video. I'll provide the link to my wand shop in the description and in the comments section below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more videos like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.